Hey, Wasteland inhabitants, how are you living? I'm Wild Bill, that there's Rufus, and you are back in Gaslands Garage. It is awesome to have you here in the shop with us today. Well, this is what we're going to look at today. We've got a Matchbox Baja Bandit, which I think is a really spiffy looking car. It's going to lend well into the Gaslands look. You know, to get things rolling, we gotta get this out of the package. So let's tear it open because we don't collect cardboard. We can't work on a car if it's in the package. We can't play a car on a Gaslands table if it is in the package. So away it goes. Check this out, man. This car is sweet. This is a fantastic car when it comes to Gaslands. Man, if you wanted to just play Gaslands without modding, go find yourself this thing because it would look good on the table just as is. But yeah, we in my world with cars, we've gotta get it ready to go, and to get it ready to go for a build means taking the car apart. What I'm doing real quick here is I'm just taking a look at how thick and deep the posts are on these things. This back post is going to be, there isn't a whole lot of space there. That's a short post. So I got to be careful with that side. This side's looking a little thin, but nothing we can't deal with. But man, that one's danger close, as they say in the military world. So yeah, we were sort of evaluate the car beforehand, just to take a good look at what some of these post depths are. So one of the reasons I take a car apart, I put wheels on it. Matchbox puts some pretty good wheels on cars. They're certainly, these wheels are certainly better than Hot Wheels as far as the Gaslands look, but they just it's not enough for me. And when it comes to wheels, I'll give a quick shout out to Ken Overby. He is in the Gaslands group on Facebook. He also has another group that I think he started it. It's called Diecast Tactical. You can find them on either group, and he does stuff like this. He makes these. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Check those tires out, man. Those tires have some really cool treads, and the wheels are also awesome. Makes for a great Gaslands look, and that's which looks better. I think that one is going to look far better. So that's why I use Ken's wheels, and if you're using wheels like that, you got to take the car apart to get them in there. Another good reason for taking a car apart is I don't like to have the factory paint on a car when I want to paint it. A lot of techniques that I use do not lend well to having factory paint. That factory paint is the wrong color for me. And another side of it is factory paint is glossy, and to get paint to adhere to that, you'd have to scuff it up, you'd have to scratch it up, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a scratched up look on my metal. So yeah, the best thing for this whole process, I mean, there's a bunch of other reasons, and I'm just going to save the time by saying there's another video that I talked about why I strip cars. You can go watch that. But you know what? If you just wanted to black bomb over a car, fine. It's your car, it's your money. You do what you want. But for the results that I want and I expect out of my skill levels that I have, I pretty much demand upon myself that I strip the car. I need to take a number 50 drill bit. A number 50 drill bit is a matched set to a 256 tap. I know it's a bunch of gibberish to maybe some of you guys, but a number 50 drill bit is the perfect diameter for the tap. And I use a tap later on in the build to put screw threads into the center of the post, so that when I put the car back together, I can do so with screws rather than gluing it. And so I need a number 50 drill bit to marry up with the diameter of that tap. A tap is basically just a piece of metal with some screw threads, and it's got a an edge to it, a cutting edge, and you can see how that basically is gonna cut the threads right down into the center of the post when that time comes. But let's get the show on the road. I gotta get my trusty old drill, which is getting a little worn out. The trigger assembly is a little shot, and when you're first drilling, you want the drill speed to be low. If you go too fast, you're just going to skate the drill bit over the top of the metal that you're drilling into. So nice slow speed. Again, I'm going to struggle with that though, because my drill is not where now this is a problem. Let me get back on camera here. Some cars like to wobble. I don't like to put a car in my hand when drilling the post, because especially on a thin car like that there, where the post is really thin, you can take that and surprise yourself by putting that drill bit right through this car relatively quick. I have done it. It is not pleasant to do, and you can actually give yourself a little scar, just like like that one right there. So yeah, but when they rock around like this, this is a cool thing. I have a wooden block with a piece of craft foam mounted to it, and now the wobble is gone. See? Boop. All right, and that there stabilizes my car, so no more wobble, and I can get straight down into the post with my drill without fear of it getting all crazy. Again, straight up and down with the drill bit into the post. We don't want to go in at an angle. If we do, we're just going to push the drill bit through the side of the post, and that's not what we want. So a little bit of noise for you from the drill. Right. Helps if I tighten up my drill bit. Hopefully that's got it. See, that speed is really too fast, but I can't really get it going slower than I'd like. This is an old drill. It's done many a car, and that trigger assembly's wearing out on me. It just wants to go. All right, I've drilled deep enough that I'm going to have a little bit of a pilot hole for when I get the car apart. And let's drift over to the other side. Again, this block is giving me just what I need so that I don't get that rocking on the car. A little bit deeper hole in that. That is perfect. Knock that stuff out of there. And you can see now I've got a deeper hole than those just little divots. I'm going to change my drill bit over to a 5/32 drill bit, which obviously larger than the number 50, and tighten this up really good. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take and drill off that collar, that ring that you see there on both the front and the back. Be careful, you don't want to go overboard. If you go too fast, or you know, just have that drill at a high speed, you get down into this plastic and you're going to tear it up. So it's important that we have this plastic in good shape. We don't want to create a big hole there, because the whole premise is to have that plastic of the chassis still in place so that we can screw our car back together. And if we have a big hole there, where there's no material for the screw to hold on to. So again, straight down into the car, or into the post. Sort of baby stepping it a little bit at a time. Don't go overboard. Again, I'm not looking to damage the plastic, and I'm getting close. And I'm going to stop right there. Show you. See, it's all gone now. No more ring around the rosy. Get a little bit on the camera there. I try to put you guys in a better spot over my, well, it's not, I guess it's a little over my shoulder, but it's not really the best spot for me when it comes to working. I used to have you guys over that direction, facing right toward me, and that made for easier working, but not necessarily better viewing. So a little bit of a compromise here on my part to give you a better image. Okay, I'm gonna put my drill down. I think I'm happy with where I got these posts. You can see the collar that's created when the posts are mushroomed out is now gone. You can come in with a flat blade screwdriver and just take away any of the metal that's like that stuff there. Just peel it off. Make sure that you're looking just like that. And then same on the back. You can see got a little bit of lip of metal that I'm going to push away. Cleaned up, so there's really nothing left holding this chassis to the body. Put my screwdriver in. Basically the car just falls apart in my hand. That simple, that easy. And our car is all disassembled and ready for the next step in the build, which would be probably stripping that down to bare metal. Piece of cake when it's coming to Matchbox cars. And Hot Wheels, basically the same thing. The wheels on Hot Wheels tend to be mounted onto the chassis rather. They have like a little clip system that you have to snip the clips off of. Matchbox usually just has them resting in these slots, so probably easier to produce Matchbox cars because of that. But yeah, it's that simple. I mean, it is that simple to take apart a car. Little effort, really, to do so. There's no reason in my book not to, unless you didn't have a drill or something like that. And if you don't have a drill, you should have a drill. I mean, they're pretty handy to have around your shop or around your house. So go get you one. And if you need to, go hit up an estate sale, flea market, whatever. There's usually drills laying around. Just find one that's in good order and get yourself some drill bits. It's the future of car building. Whatever. But yeah, another thing too. You might have some sharp edges on these posts. Come in with a little snip and clean them up. That way you're not cutting yourself on a sharp edge. I'm happy with that. And the other thing I also do is I'll grab a plastic bag and immediately put all my parts into the bag. That way I'm not interchanging the parts. If you have a lot of cars on your bench, it keeps your cars together, and you don't have a body with a chassis that doesn't belong. You mix match and all that. This way everything's together, it doesn't get lost, and you put it in your big pile like I have of cars that are desperately needing attention. So with that, guys, I'm gonna have to clean all this mess I got up here. Don't leave this stuff laying around. You got little shards like that, you don't want this stuff in your eyes. Always use eye protection, and before you start touching your face, make sure you wash it after you get everything cleaned up, because yeah, you'll end up with little metal fragments on your hand, and they'll find their way to your eye without a doubt. Murphy's Law, as they say, will apply. Yeah, man, it's late night here, but I did want to get you guys a video, and that's the initial stages of getting a car ready for a build, as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully it does you some good. Rufus, I think it's time to close this out. What do you think, buddy? You think so too? So, as we always do, when you're in the wastelands playing your Gaslands, make sure you apply maximum carnage, because it is always your best option. Rufus and I are out of here. You guys have a good one. Take care, man.